This is going to be the video for lesson 4. We're going to talk about nihilism. Nihilism means nothing. Nihilism is when you realize there is nothing that decides for you or can decide for you. In my case, it was the belief that a God, a particular God form, thought form, could decide for me, for my life. I learned that that wasn't possible. That even with the gods, they pay a price. That price is change. Okay? So, nihilism has differing realizations. You have political nihilism. There is no authority. There's nothing that says I have to do it this way. There's moral nihilism, which is people telling you that you have to do things their way. Some people are presumptuous like this. You know, I don't have to live according to their way. And existence, nature, whatever you want to call it, does not have a set value at all for anything. It's me. I give meaning to my reality, to my life. Okay? So there isn't any authority over me. Say that. There's no authority over you. You choose for yourself according to what matters to you, what you value. If you don't live according to that, you're not living wisely. You're really not. Okay? So in this 4th level, we have all these things that we've been told all our life, okay, they have authority over us. Suddenly they don't. None of it. There is no authority over you. Accept yourself. Be responsible for you. And pay attention because it's all you. Okay? You're made of this. You make a choice. It doesn't just affect you. It affects other people. Do what matters to you. Do what you love doing. Don't do what doesn't matter to you. Say no to that thing. Yeah, it might be fun to run off to California and have a party, you know, go to the burning times and, you know, just cut a rug, man, okay? But I have to be here. My goal tells me I need to be here with my beloved making these videos, okay? So this is where I am. I value this. I'm here because I value this. I value you. I value you who are watching me because you are truly blessed. You are going to have everything right at your disposal. The workbooks, the books that go with the course, the direct link, okay? The direct link. See, this was established so that there was an instructor. There wasn't 10 instructors. There was one instructor. So what you're going to get is the direct experience that I went through. That's gnosis. Gnosis is being able to express what you've been through. That's what I'm going to share with you. Direct experience. Your experience. So now what happens when you realize there's nothing in charge? It's nothing. What you're looking for is nothing. It's emptiness. There's nothing in charge. You go and you say something and it echoes back to you. What happens when you realize that? That's what we're talking about here. That's exactly what we're talking about. That individual in the cave, Plato's cave, the analogy of the cave. Everybody is watching this wall and they think this is really what's going on. This is really what existence is all about. But in reality, what's going on is there's a can and there's a fire and, you know, people are walking by outside the cave, at the cave's entrance. And there's images on the wall. This isn't reality. This is images shown on a wall. Now what happens when you get up, because you realize this, you realize what's going on. You get up, you think you've been locked down in this chair forever, and you realize there's no chains on you. You can get up and you can leave the cave. Okay? That's what we're talking about. Leave the cave. Nietzsche called nihilism a crisis within existence. He said it was a transitional period, though. Do you understand what transition means? It's going from one place to the next. We're not to get stuck in this. What gets us stuck is believing one side over the next. We've already gotten past that through working on our cognitive dissonances. So there is no value, no set meaning. Now what? Now you can get upset and run to hide within the absurd, or you can realize that you can create your life now. You can choose to create your life. What matters to you? What's important to you? That's why you're here. That's why you have invested in me and you have invested in the school. This is the Church of Babylon. We are the very best. We are the best. We bring you the teachings directly. We don't play games with your head. Everything that you're going to experience came from the intuition, my intuition. Following the signs, the synchronicity. The things that matter to me, what brings meaning to my life. That's what I'm expressing to you. I'm sharing that. You don't have to live in a nihilistic existence. You know? You don't have to prefer a will to nothing rather than a will to something. Reverse that. I prefer to have a will to something rather than a will to nothing. Say that again. Accept that. I prefer to have a will to something than to have a will to nothing. Right there. Once you realize that these choices are your reality, they are your will, they are everything that matters to you, your life will have infinite meaning. Trust me, I know. You know, my life has a meaning now. I value my life. I value the things that I have. I give these things value. Not existence, not some god, some spaghetti monster in the sky, okay? I do. Me. I take responsibility and I choose for me. And that's what I'm asking you to do. Take responsibility over your own life. Find your life worth living. Value your life. That's what's going to get you past the transition period of nihilism. It's just a transition. Use that value to create through wisdom. Use your values. Live the life you want to live. Make your choices according to that life that you want to live. This is it. This is how simple it is. Okay? There's nothing that sets an ultimate absolute value. You do that. Say that to yourself. There's nothing in my existence that determines whether I need to do one thing over another. And absolutes are ridiculous. Everything is relative. Consciousness is relative. Conscious and unconsciousness, they're relative. They're related. It's all about consciousness and understanding how consciousness works. All about that. So if you've gotten to this point, go back to the first principles of Herbert Spencer. I think it's before page 40, and read. And you'll see what I'm talking to you about. Because if you don't understand how your consciousness works, you're not going to understand how to continue forward from this point. This transition is very important. It's the next leap. I'm going to ask you to take a leap in the next class, the next lesson. I'm going to ask you to take that leap. That's coming up. What is that leap, you ask? Having the courage to be who you are, to live a life worth living, to choose to live your life worth living, and express it, manifest it. Show me your magic. Magic isn't that difficult. Will it? Make it happen. So, lesson 4. Nothing is in charge. Nothing gives any value or meaning to everything. You do. (666), blessed be.